Hey YouTube, Married San here. The Demon Slayer has been a stable, popular class for close to a decade now, while being one of the few classes that has not received that many massive overhauls. So today we're finding out why everyone plays Demon Slayer. I used to main this class before I switched over to my new best class, Shade, but Demon Slayers are amazing all-rounders with great bossing and mobbing, and with lots of lines and passive bonus stats on their skills. They're very easy to get set up as a bossing mule, even without a lot of funding. Like, seriously, almost every skill has a built-in critical rate, ignore defense, boss damage passive. It's pretty crazy. This character that you're seeing has close to 20k stats, and these are my notes. This character is in the Luna server. However though, before we dive deeper into the mobbing and bossing of this class, this video is sponsored by yours truly, Awesome. They're kind of becoming the series sponsor at this point. These sponsorships do help keep the channel going, so your support is always greatly appreciated. Awesome is a remote software tool that I've personally been using for a while. Using Awesome, you can connect your phone to your desktop and remote control it from your phone. This allows me, for example, to still do my dailies and log in for events without having to be at my desk. That's what I'm using this program for right now, just for login events and running Monster Park when I'm away from home. I'm currently using the game version of Awesome. With this version, you can create a custom keyboard so I can play MapleStory on the go. Even the more button-intense classes. You can edit your buttons on the fly to suit your playstyle and in case you want to switch games. There's even some pre-made presets available for most popular games. Awesome also has different plans available. The free plan covers remote desktop and files. The pro version contains Android device support and remote CMD, and the game version that I'm using allows for way better controls while gaming and custom keyboard setups. They also have other useful tools like this smart plug that allows you to safely turn on and off your computer once you're done. There also are some hot sales going on right now. Get 20% off for 2 devices and 40% off for 3 devices or more. And if you're not convinced yet, you can use the code appearing on the screen right now to get a free 7-day trial of Awesome Remote Game. This is only for the first 200 people though, so act quickly. Head over to the Awesome website, click on rewards, sign in, and boom, you're done. You can then easily set up your screen mirroring with your QR code. There is a link in the video description and top comment if you're interested. Again, many thanks to Awesome for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the video itself. So first up, the Demon Slayer's mobbing. The mobbing on this class is very chill. There are basically 2 ways to farm. The first one is by simply jump attacking using your 4th-job skill Infernal Concussion and your 5th-job skills whenever those are off cooldown. This works really well in some longer maps, but Infernal Concussion can have some height issues. This skill has 2 attacks. The first one is when the bombs appear, and this one deals 400% more damage against normal monsters, and a second hit which triggers when the bombs explode. These always crit, and it's kinda like how Kaiser's Blade Burst used to work, I guess. Sometimes you have to make sure the explosion part of the skill hits all the monsters that you want to hit, as that's the main portion of damage of this skill. But sometimes you need to be quite high in the air for the skill to hit all the monsters that you want to hit. So you have to be at the highest point of your jump, of your double jump, which can take some time to master. It's not like super crazy complicated or anything like that, but the skill can feel a little bit too small at times. It's one of the reasons why I switched to Shade, because Bomb Punch is just massive. But for this way of trading, you have to move around. And let's be real here for a second. Moving around in MapleStory, Jet moved around a lot and she's getting deleted. So it's safer to just stand still and teleport around the map while attacking. This is a bit slower paced, as there is a huge end delay on your teleportation skill. But wow, imagine actually moving. It's like you actually had to play the game, man. No thanks. So instead, you can also just teleport around and throw around the occasional attack. It works surprisingly well and it's quite easy to pull off. It does require a bit more Demon Fury, but nothing that a few hyper stats in Demon Fury and the Princess No secondary shield, which gives more Demon Fury, can't fix. By the way, there actually is a special item in the game called Rune Force Shield that can only be used by the demons. It's dropped by Damien and it boosts your final damage by 10% when you're wearing it, but you'll also take 25% more damage. It's pretty good if you can survive and a must wear if you cannot one-shot without it during mobbing. Besides these 2 methods, where you just jump around or you teleport around, you also use your 5th-job skills, of course. The Demon Slayer can summon a big snake that does big snake things and explodes before it vanishes. It lasts for 12 seconds. And you can summon the demons Namiya and Geryon, who both attack for 45 seconds and they attack every few seconds. The Demon Awakening skill is also great to use if you quickly want to recover some Demon Fury, and you can use your teleportation attack Chaos Lock, your teleportation skill that you use when grinding, during the animation of Demon Awakening as well. Demon Slayers might feel a tad slow until 4th job and a bit until you double your lines with the Blue Blood Hyper skill level 140, but after that it's smooth sailing in the mobbing department. I highly recommend getting that Princess No secondary and putting a few points in your Demon Fury Hyper stats for even easier grinding. It's really chill, it's the perfect class to play while you're watching something else, like for example this video. Let's move over to the bossing department, because boy is it good. So before we go over the screen filling explosive stuff, Demon Slayers have a quite amazing kit. They can fly, glide, dash, teleport, you name it. They have all the mobility in the world. Especially the teleport is great, so you can for example directly teleport into the lasers when fighting Lotus. That's great. But no fear, because this class also has a whooping 3 invincibility frame skills. The Ravenstorm skill that also heals you by the way. The Dark Metamorphosis skill that not only boosts your damage but also attacks enemies that touch the orbs around you. And your 5th job skill Demon Bane also has a 3-second invincibility frame when you proc the second part of this skill. They have their own bind, which will save you a node slot, and their Demon Cry skill debuffs enemies, reducing their attack, defense, accuracy, and increases the XP gained and item drop rate from affected monsters. And to top it all off, thanks to your Leech Aura, you can also heal party members whenever the Demon Slayer inflicts damage. This is one of those classes that just has it all: great mobility, defensive tools, and even a little bit of party support. So let's talk about damage, because there is a lot of damage. Demon Slayers have a nice amount of passive buffs to their critical rate, ignore defense and boss damage, but most of the skills have on top of that another set of passive buffs, kinda similar to Dual Blade. For example, the second hit of Infernal Concussion, your bombing attack, will always crit. Demon Impact, your bossing skill, will always crit, has a 30% ignore defense buff, will leave a slow debuff, and does 40% more damage against boss monsters, which is quite wild. So it always crits, has bonus ID and boss damage, and leaves a debuff, what the heck. Basically, all your 5th job skills either have a built-in critical rate bonus, or give flat critical rate, like Demon Awakening, which boosts your critical rate by more than 50% when it's active. And almost all of them either have a passive ignore defense buff, boss damage buff, or both. Demon Slayer does have a few buffs to manage, but things have been made a lot easier recently, and it will continue to be made easier in the future. For example, the Blue Blood Hyper skill is now a toggle, which makes it so much easier to manage. And whenever the Demon Slayer uses his regular attack, he gets a final damage buff that will last for a few seconds, which is way better than what it used to be. Before, it was a buff for the next attack, and then the final damage buff would go away. Now it lasts for like more than 10 seconds, and in a future update, this is going to be changed again, to where you just always get the passive final damage buff, even without attacking, and I believe the Hyper skill that triggers this effect will get changed into +1 additional lines to your Demon Lash, which is also great. Demon Slayer isn't very popular in MapleStory Korea, so Nexon keeps giving it small buffs and quality of life to make it a bit more popular, which is actually great for the Maplers that main it. So there you have it. The Demon Slayer has been a consistent powerhouse. Even the Explorers and Night of Sickness Remastered didn't hurt the popularity of this class that much. And it's easy to see why, with its super lazy farming, great kit, and amazing bossing. What do you think of the Demon Slayer class yourself? Let me know in the comments. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, special thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoi, Jesús Rodriguez, Claudimorda, Wiley, Ryaiser Aryu, BackSpaceOTI, Ziggy Deer, Historycanon, Saffronyx, Flidiot, Knivesu, Cloudfix, Sir Tito 655, Menchaca, Raythius, Afterlord, Betrayal 1489, Sylvio Neto, StrikerElk, Title 1 Phan, Wictor Sundström, Mathias Simonsson, Mr. Anarch, Ben on Games, The Passenger, Knivesu, Max Bernhardt, Muka 1017, BNB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Gabriel Eck, Fecko, Vake Botnet, Dante Victory, Mathinu Dev, Snack HBG, Only, Lord Fazil, Pats D. Kaiser, That Archie Guy, Louis Bento Brandao, Snufflepop, Tails Curspet, The Wolf Drake, and Gamber Wolf. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!